So everyone's talking about how financial freedom is like the most grandiose thing in the world, and that it's the ultimate form of freedom that you should pursue, right? Like your financial well-being is going to deliver you from the rat race, from the constant the frustrations you have with your boss and your employer and your coworkers. And I want to kind of shed some light on this and bring this back down to reality, because pursuing financial freedom isn't always fun. It's not always what it's cracked up to be. And there's going to be some things that you need to realize that you'll encounter on your way. And this video isn't going to be me shitting on financial freedom as something to not pursue, but I want to point out some things that are not so pleasant that you will experience on your way. Because like it or not, the money, when you see your money compound, or you see you see growth in your business, or you see growth in your job or your career, like all of these things are very they're motivating in the moment, and they're enjoyable in the moment. When you get that promotion, or you make that sale, or you do well day trading, whatever form of investing or entrepreneurship or profession you're in, right? Whatever the case is, like there are some things that you will encounter on the way, and I want to point those things out to you. So number one is aloneness. It is almost everywhere I've been in life, and I haven't been, obviously I don't live in a city, right? I live more in a rural area, more suburban area, but it's not common that you find a lot of people that are going to be on the same path as you, right? Whether it's that they're just not as interested in your pursuits, or they're not as dedicated as you are to your pursuits, whatever form that it takes in others, right? It's hard to deal with being just with yourself and with your thoughts at times. Now, obviously, when things are going well, right? Like when your money's compounding, or you're doing well in your business, or just things are taking a turn for the good, it's easy to cherish those moments. It's easy to dwell in the euphoria, dwell in the joy, but no one talks about the times when it sucks, when you're alone, when doubt creeps in, right? When you're questioning whether or not you should keep going, whether you're just in the pit of, again, worry, doubt, fear, whatever emotion or negative thinking patterns are taking hold of you. Those are the times where you're going to be tested the most. Those are the times where you're going to be really faced with, like, am I going to actually keep going, or am I going to like sit in this and as a result, not take action on my goals, and not continue, and not revamp my approach, right? Because sometimes in life, as far as like career goes, as far as a business goes, or as far as you aiming to level up, there's going to be things in life that you need to learn, right? So it doesn't matter what you dive into or what you pursue. The fact of the matter is that anything that pays well, or anything that has a high rate of return, oftentimes has a lot of it has a steep learning curve, right? Some things have steeper learning curves than others, but one thing I can say for sure is that to level up, you have to be okay with sucking. You have to be okay with failing. You have to be okay with potentially losing money, and you also have to be okay with just not seeing immediate results. And sometimes that's months, sometimes that's years, sometimes that's you'll be going good for a couple months, and then the next 2 months suck. So the ebb and flow that I talked about in my last video is definitely something that's real, and it's definitely something that holds a lot of people back as far as just continuing on the process in general. So there's a lot of things to really embellish and realize as you go along, right, that are not so pleasant, right? And I'm not trying to make you guys doubtful, or try to instill any fear, or try to tear you down if you're on your pursuit of your goals, right? I really want to paint the truth, right? Because a lot of these financial freedom gurus and investors and business owners, they'll try to sell you on how your life's going to be so great, and how you're doing this for your kids, or you're doing this for the betterment of your life. And oftentimes, there's truth to that, right? Like when you see the results, like you can really feel like life is going good for you, right? But it just like how you feel the results, just how you have that euphoria and that joy and that bliss and that, yes, like life's so great, and you have like, I'm on the right path, and life's just, I can't wait for the future. You will also have the exact opposite. You will have, life sucks. This is stressful. I feel alone right now. I don't know if I can keep going. I might need to change my approach. I don't know if I need to do this. Maybe I have to switch a job over here. Maybe I have to dive into this business. You will be every form of negativity or doubt or fear, any sub form of thought that could connect itself with any of those things will appear, right, when things aren't going well. So it's important for you to just understand that there will be times where you're in a state where you're getting good results and you'll feel great, and all of your thoughts will be kind of like congruent with your state. And then as well, there'll be times when you don't get results, or you lose money, or things just aren't working, and you're gonna have those thoughts where everything's going down, right? And oftentimes when things are going down, when you're in the pit, or you're in that rock bottom phase or semi rock bottom phase, that's when a lot of people give up, and they think that they identify with those moments. They identify with the shit, the sucky part, the stress, the loneliness, the doubt, the fear, the worry, and then that's what ends up corrupting them and preventing them from being able to step back into the win column, right? Like, even in sports, you see this a lot. Like when when teams are on runs, right? Like even in basketball games, like teams will go on, 12-0 runs, 15-0 runs, 20-0 runs, right? And then, they'll have the other team, they'll go on a 15-0 run or something like that. So you have to realize that it's hard, right? Because it takes experience and it takes awareness, but you have to be aware of where you are, what you're experiencing at which time, and just being able, if you're in a sucky phase, just be able to realize that, hey, I'm in a sucky phase, but that doesn't mean that I have to create stories about this and get in a depressed mode, right? Because a lot of people, what they claim is depression is oftentimes them experiencing like a momentary setback or a momentary failure, and identifying with that state, and then using that state that they experience in that moment to now excuse them from pursuing anything else in the future, right? Or leveling up, or learning, or changing careers or businesses, right? Whatever it is. So I just kind of want to come on here and be real with you guys, like, because even me, right, as a content creator, as an investor, like there's days where I lose fucking money day trading. I'll be honest, I lose money day trading. Now, is it every day? No, right? YouTube videos, right? When I make YouTube videos, sometimes my videos don't do shit. Sometimes they get fucking 10 views, right? But again, it's like, I always ask myself, and this mindset will help you, is like, what else do you have to do but to learn to adapt and grow? Like, you can sit there and look at it like this, right? Like, okay, I lost money, or hey, like my YouTube videos didn't do well, or my business sucks, I didn't make the sale, and then stop and then do nothing, right? But doing nothing that sucks too. You know what I mean? So like quitting and doing nothing, and then obviously you're not going to do nothing. Most likely, what do most people do when life sucks and they identify with their depression? They spiral down into what? Drugs, alcohol, habits that are destructive, right? So like, no matter what, it's like you're either going to ride out the storm, right, and learn and adapt, or you're going to realize that there was a storm and then go down and spiral into negative habits and shitty thought forms and depressions and all sorts of stupid mental psychoses that people identify with nowadays, right? So I'm just preparing you, because again, as you level up, as you want to make more money, or as you want to grow as a person, right, transform your character as you go in life, you're going to be tested, right? And these tests come in many different forms, right? Sometimes you're tested with dealing with fear. Sometimes you're tested with dealing with loneliness. Sometimes you're tested with dealing with doubt, right? But as far as like the question of whether or not you will deal with it is out of the question. Like, you will deal with things like this. So I'm just preparing you because I want you guys to be ready. when these little cycles of you know, negative things occur, especially when you're pursuing like your financial goals, because they will. So anyways, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.